Heidi ho everyone, my name's Mr. Fruit and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, brought to you by the sponsors you will hear from later in this video. But more specifically, we have our guest,
hello,
Shark Tooth. This is his second return.
He can be a little bit away. You don't need to be like all of it. I mean, I respect it. Bless was like if you like go all the way back.
Hello?
Yeah. Bless was just kind of like, yeah.
Okay, so is this better?
It's like, come on, bro.
This is quite the upgrade, so I'm not used to it.
Yeah,
so,
we had you on a scuff GG Over Easy.
Yeah.
But Fruit Summit, Shark's here. I'm in the middle of a Hearthstone game. It's a long story, but he was taking a while, and I said just take it away. Somebody real quick while I just try not to lose things. Okay.
I mean, today is the podcast day, and Mr. Fruit is being rude and starting a Hearthstone game. Literally looking at his phone and can't have a conversation with us.
Literally, Shark was taking forever. So I was like, okay.
I was watching memes in the living room, and I couldn't look away.
Dude, I will not understand. I've never watched more memes than I have the time being downstairs with you and Sonic.
You don't watch compilations?
Yeah.
No,
do you not do that?
No, I get my memes from you guys in the Discord. Like, whatever comes up on that Discord thread, dude, that's how I get my memes.
That's how it is. You wake up, watch memes.
I don't go YouTube memes.
It's the most normie thing I've ever heard.
I don't do that. You watch meme compilations.
We're meme gatekeeping.
Well, honestly, I think it's normie to just go to YouTube and search memes.
Well, that's what they're doing.
How is that? But we look up unusual memes, so it's different.
So it's like a deep fried meme?
Yeah, it's like a deep fried meta meme.
That's like three different layers, bro.
But like,
there's layers.
That's
to
what
memes,
like a fifth grader would do. That's like when you want to watch.
Yeah, if they look up
and you type boob.
Yeah, they look up shit like Team 10 memes. We're looking up unusual memes.
Yeah, dude. All right.
Top tier memes.
Credit.
All right, what's your favorite meme right now?
Right now, oh God.
Again, this is during Fruit Summit time, so memes with how fast memes generate.
Dude, I feel like I'm behind though. I don't know.
People love dead memes, at least in this house right now, more than actual alive and doing well and striving memes. Or thriving, I mean.
Well, that's because we just can't keep up with the cycle that fast.
Yeah.
It's like by the time I finally find a meme, I'm like, oh, cool. And it was like, yeah,
like
bro,
you're still holding on to spaghetti.
Yeah,
Shark's dabbing unironically.
Yeah, I've been dabbing like a lot in the Fruit Summit. I don't know why.
I feel like dab is still like an ironic thing you could do, but you do it seriously.
I feel like it's this house. Ever since I entered it, like I just started just like
the need to dab.
Well, all of a sudden, like
over.
I'll be like, yo, what up, Shark? Good morning. He go.
I'll be like, what up?
Okay, but I do
good night, guys.
I think it's like a nervous tick where you're just like, you know, what I'm it's like,
yeah.
Well, I think like you hit a double strike yesterday, and then you literally dabbed, and then Christian was like, well, literally all credit.
Like, you've been doing it so often. I was like, at this point, like you might have started ironically, but it's not ironic anymore.
It's just
you're just dabbing.
How'd you guys like my bowling? Did you guys like my form?
Oh my God.
Some people were scared.
Yeah.
You yeeted. I thought I was going to get hit by
one finger slips out, that thing's coming back to us.
It's like the Wii crowd, like when it comes back.
You know, I used to like have that to me a lot, so it does make sense.
I loved bowling yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
It ruined my arms though, dude. Like I can't lift my arms like past like a T, like right
T-pose.
Like,
yeah,
right there, dude. And it's like it literally hurts.
Rob was trying
to
say that because of this bowling. He's like, that's how I'm getting my gains, bro. I don't exactly think you're getting gains from bowling.
Well,
I think
I'm like
just
spinning an 11-pound weight every for like what 20 frames at least, and I bowled nice.
I think it was mainly just because like you're using it more, and you, especially in ways you're not used to. So.
That was some good bowling yesterday, Rob.
Yeah, you need to come to the gym with me, Shark.
Dude, like I'm on vacation.
well, you should come to the gym with me. I was like, hey, let's go. You're like, dude, like my arms from bowling.
Well, I can't. I literally can't. I mean, I would have to do like legs and core.
Oh man,
maybe I'll go, but I need to go to my gym.
I would like to go, but I haven't like went to a gym in like since like 2013.
Why is that? Did you used to like work out a lot?
Yeah, like back in high school and college a little bit. Oh well, community college.
Yeah,
not the
still college.
Is it? Well, I actually dropped out for a semester, so I mean, it didn't feel like a real college.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there.
I won my game.
You did?
Oh, congrats,
for those curious. Thank you.
Congrats.
I can now be.
What rank are you? Just for the people at home, just so they know that you could not back out of this super important game.
I'm now rank 18.
Rank 18.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
in the
That got me
world,
my
that's
win
insane.
streak.
And let's just and it
got me
goes
my
from
win
down
streak,
20
dude.
to 1. Let's just make
It
that clear.
Got me my win streak, dude. All right.
Congratulations, dude. Now you can be here. You put the phone
Now I'm present.
down.
I'm present.
Hello,
Yeah,
welcome,
right.
Mr.
I'm
Fruit,
putting it in my
to
pocket.
the.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Game of Thrones edition.
Oh God, dude!
the
Remember we
Pog
were
of Thrones.
remember we were supposed to do Pog of Thrones, and we only did like 2 episodes, but they were late episodes.
But they were pretty depressing, man. The first episode wasn't bad, and then we were doing our podcast, and it was going, it was thriving, and then after I watched the 3rd episode with the Night King and all that, I was like, all right, I don't want to talk about this show anymore because it's just gonna make me mad. And it did.
I feel like I was the weird one where I still had hope. Even in the 5th episode, I was like, okay, Pog. Maybe the 6th episode will explain everything. And then 6th episode came, and I'm like, oh, that's why people are pissed.
Me and Rob talked so much shit in our DMs. We were like, I cannot believe these dudes like this show right now.
Oh yeah, I would private blue DM separately. And I'd be like, dude, what? Are these guys brainwashed? What am I watching? I have to be watching a different television show.
It was
I can learn to appreciate something and just enjoy something. Doesn't mean I think it's the greatest thing, but something flawed doesn't immediately make me hate it or think that's bad. I was just like, could it be better? Yeah, I'm gonna go on raising. Yes, it could have been better. Could have been way better. But did I still enjoy it? Yeah.
Could it have been worse? No, because it was it was as bad as it gets.
It could have been.
I think
worse.
for me, it was different for me to realize how bad the show went because I haven't watched Game of Thrones till what was it May? And
it
I was
a month before the show
yeah,
started.
And I watched season 1 through 7 in 13 days. So yeah,
which is impressive.
I feel like
Shark
Shark was rose tinted because he just watched it all in one go, and historically they answer pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And he was still in part of the season where he's like, I mean, there's still stuff left. They'll still answer the stuff I want to know. And then they didn't. Yeah. And then Shark just tilted from dude, the show's sick to holy fuck, the show.
God, dude.
Well, that's why
I feel like the turning point for a lot of people was at this point, if you're listening,
let's just say spoilers. I guess if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, spoilers.
I mean, they're not going to lose anything. Don't watch it if you never watch it. Please don't.
No, I think
I
would still recommend Game of Thrones as a show. I still would, but
I can't believe it only lasted 6 seasons.
I would give a caveat to it though, unless with Breaking Bad, I'm just go watch it.
I'd say
Game of Thrones, I'd be hey.
Well, I wouldn't even. I'd say watch it. It's great, and then I'd be once they finish, what'd you think of that? I wouldn't even give them. I would let them figure it out because maybe they'd be like, yeah, it was great.
I just tell them watch.
Maybe they didn't have any predispositions or everyone on the internet bandwagon and be like, this sucks.
Yeah, just tell them to watch season 1 through 4 and it's.
I want 1 through
I feel
7.
5.
I feel 7 was still pretty good. Despite
despite the things in it, I still like 7.
It's not great. It's not first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, but 7's pretty good, right?
Was 5 the High Sparrow?
5 was
yes.
Yes.
Thorn, right?
That was probably, aside from the newer ones, that was the weakest one for me. Even though I knew it was important, but man, it was just I did not that whole thing. The whole High Sparrow arc was just not much for me.
It wasn't bad, but it was
Dorn,
just kind of boring.
Dorn was someone's backyard. That was literally just Dorn.
Dorn was terrible.
Yeah,
Dorn was really bad.
But the big turning point, I think, in season 7 was or season 8. Wait, then what was season 6?
Season 6 was when
season 6
it was just Battle of the Bastards, right?
Season 6 ended with Daenerys
when Jon Snow
to,
comes back.
Season 8, Daenerys when she goes and just absolutely Dracarys everybody.
Yeah.
Because I think some people are like, whoa, what the heck, dude? And especially Shark, I think, because you and Blue too. You guys love Daenerys, and I was I saw this coming from a mile away. I've seen this since season 1.
Well, it's not that we didn't see it because I expected her to turn evil. It's just the way they did it was so just
so not justified.
She's like, oh, well, she lost her dragons, and it's like, oh, fuck off. What?
I mean, to be fair, she literally has nothing. The only people that have ever really cared about her are dead. She's lost most of her children, which are her dragons. She has always had the lust for power, and that's the only thing she cares about.
Her true love or lover is her nephew.
Yeah,
right?
Who doesn't love her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, thinks it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
I mean, even
weird.
season 1, she threw that melting pot on her brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but he's wilding, bro.
He was like crazy.
But like that's
Come
the
on.
start. And then every time she's killed a bunch of people, but it's always been justifiable. But really, it was always under the guise, same thing. She will do whatever it takes to get to that throne.
Yeah, but
I
she
mean,
didn't need to kill innocent people to get that throne, though.
That was
So,
the
like,
Yeah, but I
whole-
think that was her.
and like she had already won. Like she like won the thing. Everybody was surrendering.
Yeah, but to her, she didn't win.
so now it's just now I'm gonna kill everybody and.
And
everything
then she went Mad Queen.
Everything right up
But,
to
like,
8 was just didn't do it for me because
I
I
mean-
see what you're saying with this whole thing could have been just the innocent part was just stipulation for her to keep people believing in her so she could conquer, which I get that, but it just didn't feel like by the end of the show she was far gone enough to do what she did, where she just mass murdered a bunch of people.
I mean, I think the one thing, if people make the argument that they made that change from not Mad Queen to Mad Queen too quick, that I understand. I can, like, in normal Game of Thrones, that would have taken a lot longer. We would have seen a couple episodes leading up, or like in that moment. It seemed to a lot of people who were watching like it was just a click, which it wasn't, but they did it so drastically. But I mean, like, because of all the events leading up to it, and then even that when he was talking to Grey Worm, it seemed like he already knew the plan. The plan the entire time was we're gonna kill everyone in the city. Because Grey Worm was like,
well,
like,
I think once he saw
going to-
Daenerys do it, he was like, okay, well, like all hands are kind of off.
I mean, maybe.
I don't think
I
it was
wouldn't
a
have been
planned
surprised
thing.
because I mean,
I would have appreciated if it was planned and like saw them have a dialogue about it or something.
Yeah, they could have.
But there's no.
But if they did, we would have known.
I don't even
coming.
think the writers thought that.
Well,
far
and that's
ahead,
like
boys,
was my biggest issue on the season is like I don't love Game of Thrones because of the action and the flying of the dragons and the fighting and stuff like that. That's all great and stuff.
though.
It's great.
I
But like
feel
to
like-
me, like the political drama and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and like the like trying to climb a ladder and like actually try and be like the Game of Thrones.
Break
like
the wheel.
I feel like you guys are forgetting the worst of Game of Thrones was how pointless Jon Snow's true identity was, and how
So pointless.
random and for no reason and useless.
true.
How I'm glad I forgot his name. What is his name? The king,
Which
the current king. The
Oh,
Cersei.
no,
Bran?
Bran. How
Oh.
useless he
Bran
was. Yeah,
Dude.
Bran the
Bran the
Broken. Who
Broken.
has
Bran's
a
just
better
fine.
story
Well,
than Bran the
well,
Broken?
Jon Snow.
Let's keep with Jon Snow first because Jon Snow was such a sick character,
Yeah.
and then like season
Then
8, he
they-
was just like, no, McQueen.
Okay,
no,
let's-
I don't want
All
it.
right, let's go through this. In your perfect scenario, who ends up on the throne at the end of it? Or
Jon
is-
Snow.
So Jon Snow
Yeah.
for you. Why Jon Snow?
Because like that's literally his arc. That's literally what he was supposed to be, the true heir of the throne. And like, it's just man,
had
it makes me
Sansa.
so depressed how
I would've-
odd it ended.
I would have picked Sansa.
Sansa
Yeah.
would have been yours.
Sansa?
Yeah.
I
For
just
Sansa.
doesn't work. Like John, his character literally like, he doesn't want
You
it.
don't want
I
it.
don't think he would have made a good king. I
Yeah.
mean, he's like a good guy, but like he would have been there. And he,
But like what
his
Varys
heart's
says
not
is
behind
also like a great thing too. Like with Jon Snow, he's like even better that you don't want it. Like people who do
But-
want the
I mean,
throne
true,
normally
yeah.
do want
Yeah.
it for wrong things. I think like
That's
the
why
best
I
kind of
yeah.
leader who like wants to.
That's why I thought it was
But
good
I
for
think
him.
doesn't
I think
want it.
John's ending though was perfect. I wouldn't have had
Why?
it any other way.
What?
Yeah.
Going
goes
back to
back
the
to the-
wall?
Bro,
He
that's
goes
like
back to
colder
the-
than my
No.
Steelix take yesterday,
No,
man.
he goes back to the north. He goes back to where he felt the most free. He doesn't have to deal with all his politicalness.
See,
He's with the wildlings.
Yeah, I get that, but like my issue with that whole part is like the whole reason he gets banished is because he kills Queen Daenerys, which everybody in Westeros is down for except for Grey Worm and like the Unsullied.
yeah.
So and then all of a sudden when they are like, hey, because Grey Worm and the Unsullied, they want you in the north, like they want you banned. And then all of a sudden it shows in the next like scene them just leaving.
Yeah, they just like
They're leaving.
Yeah, they're gone. So,
So
it's
like,
like
why can't they just be like, John,
yeah,
they're gone, yeah.
literally no point for him
That
to
was
get
the-
banished.
That was the whole problem with season 8 is
It's just plot
'Cause-
holes everywhere.
well because
Well, I
Game
mean-
of Thrones made a point. Game of Thrones made its whole audience off of just doing shit that you wouldn't expect, like literally killing the main character in season 1,
yeah.
and they keep doing it. And I feel like season 8 was just like callbacks, just callback after callback. Oh, Jon Snow's going back to the wall. That's a cool story, right? It's like
I think so.
no, it's not. It's
I
not
guess.
sick. It's just like, oh, sick. So he's going back to the wall.
He also can't stay. He can't stay in Westeros because literally anyone just has to like. They're gonna be like, wait, Jon Snow's here. All I have to do is send something to the Unsullied. Like, wait, what? But this way, he's in the Castle Black.
They're going to some island that has like toxic butterflies that kill anybody who's never ever been there before. So it's also useless.
But I think that Jon's happiest that way.
I mean, it's probably like how he's happiest, and I would have appreciated that if it made like a sense around like how he got there. Like, I just don't think it makes sense at all. I'm like even surprised that when he kills Daenerys, that he's even not murdered by the Unsullied or killed by Drogon that second. But then again, Drogon was explained.
Yeah, I think Drogon was like, this stupid throne drove everyone mad, including her.
He's the smartest character in the whole thing.
Yeah, he's like, bro, I know you had to do it.
It was pretty metal as fuck watching him burn that throne down.
It was pretty sweet. But it's just like, it's just unfortunate that like that the Unsullied are like these wicked killers and they just have no rules, especially if their queen's dead now, to all of a sudden they want to take him as a prisoner and hold him ransom and then have negotiation talks with the North. Like, also, that just doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think that was the only thing, was because if they went ahead and killed Jon, then they'd be fighting Westeros or whatever.
That
was the thing. They were figuring out what to do with him. They're like, we want to kill him. And we're like, no.
So now all those Unsullied are just like...
What was Khal Drogo's those clans? No, the other guys.
The Khal.
The Khal dudes.
How do I not remember their name? I don't remember them because they all just die.
Yeah, but do you remember
how they just
respawn?
Yeah, but do you remember like their rule? If
Dothraki,
Dothraki, if they kill their Khal, that person who kills the Khal becomes their new leader. So like,
like wouldn't Jon Snow become like?
There's like 12 of them alive apparently. So, I mean.
Well, and then there's like one scene of like two Dothraki just like walking like in King's Landing like past Jon Snow, who just like killed their like cow. It's like
even the writers were like, I mean the Dothraki are essentially extinct. Boom, 2
episodes
later,
a whole bunch of them.
And then when she's like making her thing, like, we're gonna break the wheel, I'm like, that's a lot of Dothraki. Where did they come from?
I thought they're all dead.
It's just like this season didn't like have any continuity, and I think like with like Game of Thrones, like through season like 1 through 6, because 7 kind of lost that continuity as well with how kind of fast everything moved and everything like that.
Well, again, my argument there though is Game of Thrones was so slow paced because we had like 10 different arcs going on all at the same time. So you could just, like, let's say someone's traveling.
Yeah.
You can just throw it to the other arcs for a while and then come back and show that time span. But if your only arc is this arc and they got to travel, you can make a couple episodes of like Daenerys riding on a dragon or something.
10 to 3 arcs essentially.
Yeah. So like some of it doesn't make sense, like the continuity, like the fact that the Daenerys was able to go from King's Land or wherever, where was that?
Oh, like Dragonstone to the wall,
to past the wall to where
literally
they were,
all across Westeros.
Like to get Gendry to run from that spot, like to get to the wall.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch. Like that point. But the whole like, well, they didn't show the travel. It's like you got to understand though. A lot of it would be pretty boring at this point if we were only sticking to the 1 or 2 storylines.
But there were still cool storylines like Arya's and her, faceless ability.
That she just ended up never ever using.
Oh my
pretty
god,
much ever.
dude! I love Arya, and they totally just like, hey, she went through all this training. What's she gonna do? Oh, she's gonna stab
kill the Night.
I know a killer when I see one.
The Night King kill, you know what I mean?
Really.
Like it's not.
I think so.
Like
it feels just kind of lame.
I think she should have killed like Cersei or something like that. Like give her the payoff of that or something like that.
But
I do like how they did that. Like the Hound was like, you don't want to end up like me.
Right.
Like I've been chasing revenge my whole life, and like look at me.
Like
I did like that.
Don't.
But still,
I like that one.
It was okay. I don't think.
When he takes that Meister or whatever. He's like, you don't talk to your queen.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was like, thank God.
That was sick. But like, it feels like the Game Bowl just was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I see you. You see me. Guess we're gonna just beat the shit out of each other now.
Yeah,
I mean, wouldn't there was what's the other way though? Plus, that the mountain at this point is just a walking like.
Yeah, just a walking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The fight was sick, but it was just like you probably could have taken that out of the episode and not lost anything.
So like, Game of Thrones used to be like the #1 television show for me. And like I think because of season 8, it like knocked it down a couple of pegs. So
what would you put above it?
Breaking Bad, probably.
Dude, Breaking Bad.
And probably My Hero Academia.
Oh my god, you weeb.
All my two.
All my two.
He's so cool.
But I mean,
Would you say that season 8 turned you into a weeb?
Yeah,
he was seeking refuge and he found it in anime.
refuge, and I found it in My Hero from Game of Thrones.
Any shares, contact me, please. I'm a poor.
Any drama and character arc and character building.
Please, I'll take anything.
I'll take just a crumb of it. I'm looking for any of it.
Writing, please.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say it's a perfect season, but I'm willing to accept it. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Could have been better, yeah, but I'm not that upset about it.
I mean, I don't think
what it was.
I think it's stupid for the people to like sign a petition to like
redo it.
Let's get
It is what it is,
like because
man.
people are
Just
like,
gotta deal with
yeah, we have a voice, but like that shit's just stupid.
I
like,
also think
that's never gonna happen.
I don't like where people also just immediately assume that the Weiss brothers, whatever, just completely wrote it off. Like they're like as if they're in the writing room, like we hate this. Let's just finish this out. I'm sure they still. With how many people
I guess we'll
they
agree
had,
to disagree.
I'm gonna disagree
I don't know.
with that one.
Yeah,
they're on the Star Wars. They're getting a Netflix deal, dude. They just HBO said they were like, "We'll give you 10 episodes." They're like 6.
Well, that's because they didn't think they needed them.
No,
That's the way they saw the story.
But they do need it, though.
Need it.
Like
They
5 years
needed
ago, there's an
them.
interview where they literally said, "We're like, yeah, we don't want to go." Like they almost said the exact episode count because that's just how they saw
Then
the
if
whole
they
story
don't, if they
unfolding.
don't want to finish it, then give it to somebody else. Then like give it to somebody who does care or like does want to put the time and effort into a 10 episode
But I think
season.
they did.
I don't see it, man. Just
They
the,
just-
I don't think they
just
did.
had- I think they just had a way different vision than most of us did.
There's like this. There's this
they
very
didn't
funny.
have a vision. It was someone else's vision. That's why they just like fuck it.
Yeah, and well, and
Yeah.
that's like
That's where I'll disagree.
see, like I don't think like. Are you guys gonna end up like reading the books ever, like or anything like that?
Spark notes.
Spark. I mean, I might.
I would
That's
like
a
to
lot
read
of pages,
the
man.
books
Plus-
so I could
Not holding my breath.
get my mind off the show and like pretend it never happened or I ever like grinded
Well,
it.
you have it different from like Blue Christian
Right.
and I though, because you watched it.
In a-
You've only had.
yeah.
You didn't have to wait like because my first season was like season 5 when like Tyrion kills Tywin.
Mhm.
That was like the last episode that I was able to binge. So like when like they arrive at like to like save Khaleesi and stuff like that on the other side of the world,
yeah.
like Varys and Tyrion. That's when like I started watching it. So it's been like 4 years of taking the breaks and stuff, and then for it to just be like how it was, just so.
One of my favorite memes though is the people who put Tyrion behind the door in the bathroom. So when you sit and you close the door on the toilet, you're looking at like a poster of Tyrion with like a little crossbow, just like looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, you know what I do like also? Ad reads.
Oh,
Look at
let's
that.
hear from our sponsor. And welcome back to the JJ Over I Don't Want It Easy podcast.
I don't want.
I don't want
I
it.
don't want it.
You are my queen.
My queen.
That's an easy 1 mil though, like an episode.
dude, yeah.
For kid,
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean?
Oh.
I don't like what they did with him the last season. Well,
In what
especially
spot?
like
In what
boiling
aspect?
him down.
I thought you loved how it ended with him though.
No, but like the way they handled him previously with like his dialogue and stuff,
Mhm.
like it's a meme because it's kind of true. Like he was boiled down to like, she's my queen.
He just turned into
don't
like
want
he just turned into like an NPC, like limited amount of lines.
This Game of Thrones is
It felt
making
like
me
that.
depressed. Like, what was the point of them bringing Jon Snow back to life?
Literally just to
Go back to the wall.
Just to kill. I guess you could take to kill Daenerys, the Mad
Daenerys.
Queen. I guess that is
But,
something
like-
you could
Well,
justify it
I think
as
the reason he came back was to unite.
to unite. Oh,
The-
to like unite the North
Yeah.
or something
Yeah,
like
against
that.
the dead.
Yeah, I
I
guess
feel
so.
like that was his culmination.
purpose. But
'Cause-
like his purpose wasn't to kill the Night
That's
King,
so-
but his purpose was to bring everybody together to defeat him,
Well, because
which is even harder maybe to do.
Yeah.
honestly,
because I think that's what. Well, obviously, R.R. Martin had the whole entire time. Because
Yeah.
I mean, the book's called Song of Fire and Ice,
Mhm.
where the show's called Game of Thrones. Still focus on that, but I think him and specifically John, his whole arc was mainly the Song of Fire and
Yeah.
Ice, that whole thing. So I think then after that, I think he played his biggest role at that point.
What would you guys say is your favorite season? Like if you had to pick one,
Maybe 6.
6.
When you get those battles, like Battle of the Bastards and stuff,
Yeah,
it just felt like
Is that Hard Home? I like season 5. If that's the one with Hard Home, and then when Jon Snow dies at the end, and like for the watch, and like all that kind of stuff. That's a dope season. I think that is like the High Sparrow season. I think it is, but
it has to be because that was after he dies and then comes back and then goes to Battle of Bastards, right?
Yeah,
because that's the only way he got out of the watch. Yeah,
that was dope. Yeah, I love that season. And then like how that ends. I remember I came out of the room like,
what was that stupid kid's name?
Ollie,
dude. Screw.
There's literally a Reddit. I don't know if it still exists because the show is
not,
wiener now.
Let's make it.
But there's a Reddit called
Mr. Fruit?
F Ollie. Yeah,
dude, Ollie's the worst.
God, when he came out like that, I was pissed.
Dude, he still gave him the stink eye right before he got hung. So he's like,
he did. He was like, I'd do it again.
Yeah,
he was like, damn, that sucks.
But I did love Sir Alistair Thor. Like he was really cool. Like Thorne or whatever his name was, like the one who like was really mean to Jon Snow. I thought he was super cool.
Yeah,
like he was just doing it for the watch. He thought he was doing what like all the previous like what like the head Night's Watch guy would do.
So what do we? Well, that also brings that. So that was a question people had. They're sending Jon to the wall. What's the point of the Night's Watch right now? Is it just in the case that
just in case I think it's just kind of a place to like send losers now.
I think at this point it's mainly just like exile.
Yeah.
Dude, the show's dumb. Like, I don't have a favorite season. All
right, Shark. Okay, you are clearly tilted from the Game of Thrones talk.
Yes.
What is your favorite TV series of all time?
Of all time,
yes.
Scrubs.
Yeah, I've never watched Scrubs ever.
I love Scrubs.
Scrubs is like it's like the one. I heard it's like the best show you're not watching. I think Family Guy once said that.
Scrubs is like that sucks because Shark is just used to just having shows that just end off terribly.
Did Scrubs end off terribly too?
Yeah. They like built a new hospital. They had James Franco's brother as like trying to be
Dave Franco.
But
now he's
that season does not exist. Okay, that season does not exist, but like every other episode,
that's great, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that works for Scrubs because you could theoretically just like cut off a whole season and it would be fun.
Yeah.
But with Game of Thrones, like the story is intertwined throughout the entire season, so you can't just be like, it did exist.
What would be your favorite show, Christian? Like television series? I'll throw some Avatar: Last Airbender.
I mean, that's up there. I was trying to think. Last Airbender's got to be up there.
Breaking Bad.
And
Sopranos. Ever seen The Sopranos?
I actually haven't. That's on my to watch list. So.
Oh, it's so good. The Sopranos is awesome.
You put me on these questions I suck at. Like getting put on the spot, man. I
don't want to offend any TV series out there. I understand.
Well, I can't even remember all the ones I watched, even if I liked it. So tentatively, I guess I would just say Last Airbender.
Yeah,
I've been liking a lot of weeb stuff though. That's up there.
Weeb shit.
Yeah, a lot of like anime.
Well, I like anime too. What's your favorite TV series, Blue?
Probably Fooly Cooley.
What is that?
Is that anime?
It's an Adult Swim anime.
Oh, dude, Fooly Cooley.
Fooly Cooley, FLCL. The shit like spoke. Well, that whole show is about like a kid trying to grow up way too fast. But it's Japan, so just some crazy shit happens. Which makes it dope.
Yeah.
But that shit like spoke to me like a spiritual level when I was 12.
Dang.
Just up at like midnight watching Fooly Cooley. It was dope. There's only 4 episodes.
What?
Oh,
and it's your favorite TV series?
I think it's like 5 episodes. I don't even remember.
5 episodes long?
What?
Yeah, it's
and it
really
put that
short.
quite an impression on you.
They put up. Well, it's like one of those shows that's supposed to be like a really short series, but they put a ton of budget into it.
Yeah.
But probably Fooly Cooley. They made new episodes, but I don't even know if I'm ever gonna watch them. Just because the first one.
Yeah.
Like, you literally don't. They literally aren't even continuing the story from the first one. They're just doing it off of different stuff.
Yeah. What's been your favorite movie that you guys have seen lately?
Well, real quick, I would still put Game of Thrones up there on my favorite TV shows.
Would you?
Right.
Yeah.
You would still...
Even regardless of how it ended, what it's done for entertainment, and the way it's got people talking, a show like that, you would think, like, you listen to it, like, no one's going to watch that. Like some political show about like medieval.
I heard about it and I was like, "That's dumb."
Yeah.
Like,
but then it's
wizards,
cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, I used to think it was.
And the fact that the ending has so many people up in arms says how good of a show it was.
How many people like ended up like signing that thing? It was like 3 million or something like that.
It was like 2 or something. It's like, yeah, sure, let's just spend hundreds of millions.
Did I sign it?
It's okay.
If I wasn't lazy, I would have. I definitely would have signed up.
You're like, man, yeah, change it. You guys take care of that.
Yeah. All right, here's a good question for Shark. Would you rather have the perfect ending to Game of Thrones, like it goes exactly how you want it,
okay,
or exactly how you wanted Overwatch to be, and like perfect Overwatch universe, exactly how you wanted the game out to go and everything?
Oh God. I think I'd rather have a perfect Game of Thrones because I really love the show.
There's a wrong answer you just chose.
Dude,
he's thinking content.
Yeah.
Content.
Well, not only content, but I don't know, if you have it in the way you want something perfectly, I don't think you'd be satisfied. I know. Because then it's also predictable if it's going exactly how you wanted it to.
Oh, okay.
Because that was also the argument with Game of Thrones. They could have ended it anyway, and no matter what, people would have been up in arms. Granted, maybe not as much.
Well, no.
Maybe not
I don't think that's true.
I still think
no one got up in arms
split.
about the Breaking Bad like ending or anything like that, or like an ending to other shows. But unless it's bad, like.
But that's because Breaking Bad only had so many ways to go. Like with Game of Thrones, it was pretty ambiguous how it could end, where it could go, what could happen.
I think it's different.
So many different branching.
I think it's different with Game of Thrones because it felt rushed. Not because it was just bad, but it was rushed. Like how, like what happened in episode 6. It felt like they could have done it like
That's two
seasons.
Right? Episode 6.
Yeah, episode 6, right?
That was burning the King's Landing.
No.
Well, and then I hate the thing where people are like foreshadowing, dude.
6
like
was the last one?
6 was the last one.
That's not snow falling into the throne room. It's ash. Oh my God. Like, you're so crazy, bro, that you caught that. Wow. I hate that. All right.
I was mind washed still. Don't worry. Yeah, episode 5. But my eyes opened once I saw the last episode and I knew why people were mad.
Mm-hmm. That's because like you were still with Christian the whole time, kind of like in the middle of the road. This is all right. Like it's not bad.
Once 6 ended, I was like with Claire and a friend, and I go, all right, yeah.
What do they think?
They're like, it's not the way I saw it going, and it was a little rush, but
Claire didn't hate it.
No.
And
then of course I go on Twitter and this is the worst show, and I can't believe kill them all. It's like, all right,
kill them all.
Yeah, it's like we can't be reasonable about this.
Yeah.
Or at least in a nice way discuss your stuff there. It was a rough day on Twitter.
What's done is done.
I mean, could you imagine just Twitter being like, you know what? I just didn't really agree with that, but I'm going to move on with my day.
That would be nice, but that's not how the world works.
No, not at all. At all.
Movies, though, you're talking about it real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've ever asked you, what did you think of the World of Warcraft movie? The 2015?
I enjoyed it.
I got it in my basement 4K. Ooh. I think it's pretty good.
I enjoyed it. I like seeing like
again, I am really hard to displease.
Yeah, I like seeing really like real people like cast spells and stuff. And
I've just heard it's not that great.
Well, Warcraft,
you're that guy. It sucks.
Well, I have trusted movie sources. You happen to be one of them. Sometimes I think I disagree. You happen to be one of them as well. That's why I have a very diverse. Like I have like 6 or 7 people I take my movie critics very seriously. Like if they say it's a good movie and to go see it, I will go see it. Like I think you told me to go see Spider-Verse. I think you said like go see Spider-Verse, whatever you do. And I saw it and I was like, you're right. That was insane.
that was great.
But
well, see, I'll do that. With World of Warcraft, I wasn't like, Rob, you gotta see this. I was like, I enjoyed this. I know why some people might not. So I wasn't like, go see it.
I feel like a lot of people didn't like Warcraft because they changed a couple of like storylines. Like I think it was Grona. She they made her like half orc, half human when she's actually like half orc, half Draenei. Those bastards. But like, and I don't know, like just I felt like there were little things they changed, but like I just like seeing like Gul'dan like standing next to like an actual person and like
my issue. I think it's a bigger issue than just World of Warcraft. I think it's a video game to movie transition that has never kind of worked ever in a video game movie. I mean, if you think about it, every video game movie that has ever been made, like Video Game 2 movie, has been pretty bad. Like,
But
there's never been a great one.
I wouldn't
But I would
put
say
Warcraft
the
that
best.
low though, compared to all the other.
I mean, but
bad
you would
video
give,
games.
but in the realm of like movie scales and how good the game is to like how good the movie is, it's still like pretty bad, or like it's like middle of the road average, C-.
I need to look up a list of all video game movies because I would put Warcraft up at one of the
I know, like,
one of the best ones.
Yeah, I heard they said Detective Pikachu was like the highest
Detective
video
Pikachu
game, but I don't count that as.
But,
That's
I mean,
not a video game movie.
They more so
Like,
made the game because
of the movie, exactly,
not the other way
Yeah,
around.
so I totally think it's a different thing with
You guys
that.
remember Assassin's Creed? That had a movie.
It did.
Yeah,
I heard
I-
it. You saw it. You saw it, right?
I
remember
never
you told
saw
me
it.
not to see it. So
I was
did.
so excited.
I was scared to see it. Actually,
I told
Well,
you I'm really hard to displease, but my God, I walked
I
out of that.
loved Assassin's
What?
Creed before.
Yeah.
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
It was up to Black Flag, and then I kind of fell off. But I was so hyped because, like,
You had
dude,
Michael Fassbender. How do you
mess that up? And I was like, dude, it's gonna be so
And
sick.
he
Yeah.
wanted to play that character
Yeah.
too.
feels bad.
Man, they messed it up so
What
bad.
What is so bad about that movie? Like
just
what?
everything?
Like, there's nothing redeemable, literally.
Like
Nothing.
the action sequences,
No,
like
no.
are
No.
just so bad.
They look so.
Because I haven't seen it. Because I
look
loved
at that.
it.
You look at that movie's budget, and it wasn't.
We
in
should
the
watch
end.
Do they?
that in the
Does,
theater.
is it like the same character like Desmond or whatever? And like,
He's
he
one of
enters like the little
Templars. I don't think it's
machine thing.
They don't get into
They
like
did
the
an original
story at
story.
all.
They don't talk about the outside world.
Like, do they have like Desmond as a Templar or like all that kind of stuff? Or
That-
remember.
That's why I don't
honestly
like.
don't remember. I just
Yeah,
remember hating that
I
movie.
flushed it from my
But
mind.
I really don't think.
I mean, we
Yeah.
have
It
was, like, a
Sonic
deep part of
coming
the
out
story.
too, like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I will say though, I'm actually super. This isn't technically a movie, but I think this is gonna be one of the best ones. Witcher, the Netflix series.
Witcher.
Oh yeah, it's not a movie, but that's
But a video game
I'm
adaptation.
not on the
totally.
outside
But
looking
it's a
in.
book.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
a
it's a
more so a
book.
book.
On the
Yeah.
outside
They're
looking
probably-
in, it looks
yeah.
pretty
Never mind.
dope because I don't really play Witcher.
Yeah, I haven't played
Like
Witcher
you,
either.
like something would be like Nathan Drake or like
Yeah.
Uncharted. That's that.
Oh,
when that
aren't they
movie
making a
comes
The
out-
Last of Us movie? Didn't they talk about that?
I don't know. Maybe
Right.
I think it's always kind of
think
been in the
so.
talks,
That'd be
but
kinda-
like the one that
kinda sick.
actually is like getting traction now is the Uncharted movie, which
And then
they totally
they're gonna
botched.
they want Tom Holland.
I don't.
They
why?
should have done Nathan
Yeah,
Fillion.
I don't know,
For the longest time, he's like, "I'll do it."
dude. He got the movie off too. He did like that preview.
Yeah,
or
he did
whatever.
like a little
Oh
a
my
fan made
God.
thing. I was like, "This would be dope."
Yeah, and then they go,
And I love Nathan.
"We
Fillion.
want Spider-Man."
Yeah, it's like, and we want a young Drake.
I don't. I mean, I love Tom Holland though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not upset.
But I
at
mean,
the
like
choice.
they're like Nathan Fillion's too old. It's because you could have made this so long ago, but you
You
guys
literally
were
Yeah.
made
like-
this 10 years ago when it was
Nathan
hot.
Fillion was always like, "Yeah, I'd love to be Nathan Drake." And
I've
what?
never played an
Nothing.
Uncharted game though.
Really?
Honestly, never.
They're really good.
Never played an Uncharted.
They're definitely.
I heard they're just like kind of Indiana Jones like.
Yeah.
By now they're a little dated because
Well,
back
yeah.
then, like the whole trend was like cinematic games.
Mm-hmm. And like pressing circle during the cutscene
Yeah.
and that kind of thing.
But they're fun. Like the story on those games is just so fun and it's just so dumb sometimes.
Yeah,
that it's enjoyable.
just well, that's why National Treasure is like one
You
of
know,
my favorite movies.
Back
ever.
then, when I first got my PlayStation 3, I used to farm the Uncharted 2 demo because I didn't have any games on it. Yeah, I just replayed the
What-
demo.
What do you mean farm the demo?
Yeah, I just replayed it because I didn't have any
just
games.
over
It
and
was just
over and over
Uncharted 2
again.
demo. Yeah.
I respect that.
So give me some video game movies. Like video game straight to movie. Like no book.
Can't find like a good. So we have Super Mario Brothers,
I've never seen
Oh
that,
my
but I've
God.
like heard that is
from
just
1993.
garbaggio.
Yeah.
There's Doom. I haven't seen Doom.
Oh, that's the one with like The Rock, right? The Rock is in that. 100. I will put money on that. I'll put the house on that. The Rock is in the Doom movie, and I think he like actually has talked about wanting to like reboot it and make it dope.
Give me a second. I clicked it and then it just
The
brings
Rock,
me
if
to
you're hearing
the-
this,
the
please come
game.
on the podcast. We
We
would love to
love
talk
you.
about
Yeah,
video
I-
games.
hey.
We are a big fan. I think
Cheers
Christian
for you.
uses your shoes at the gym, or that's one
Yep.
of my other friends.
Rosamund Pike, Dwayne Johnson,
Yep.
Carl Urban, Richard. They have a pretty stacked cast, and I guess they managed to make that set too.
I'm trying.
How do
to
you
think.
make a movie with Rock flop? He's literally
Dude,
like,
but that was like before The Rock was Rock. That was like Scorpion King Rock. Like,
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
You
you
forget
got to
that's even a
remember,
thing.
dude. Like The Rock has come a long way.
Rock-
He used to do some shitty
Rock
movies.
used to do some pretty terrible stuff
Yeah, you're not
that
wrong.
sold like
Like I think the Scorpion King like scene when he's like transforming is like the worst CGI scene like
I
ever.
remember that.
Well, that's what I'm
it's
saying. Like,
generally the worst.
I just think Dwayne, they figured out how to put him in better roles, or like,
He's just a funny guy. Like make him more like just like himself. He plays the same dude every movie.
Yeah,
I
works.
think. Yeah, and it's great.
We have Mortal Kombat, which is garbage.
I've heard I like Mortal Kombat's kind of a guilty pleasure. The first
Mortal
one,
Kombat
at
is like
I think because I watched it as a kid.
It's just like kind of a cult following, like kind of how people love The Room.
It's
or
not
whatever.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty bad, but like it's just that's the charm of the movie.
It's one of those things like you like to see it with real people. Like
it's like just meta enough humor to where.
So wait, but that still means it's bad though. Right?
It's a bad movie.
It's not that the movie has.
But
meta
a movie
humor.
can be bad, but also have like a charm to it. You know,
that reminds me of
It's
Rubber.
meta. It's
Remember
meta.
that?
yeah, like with Robin Williams. That's a bad movie, but it's
what?
charm.
That was a bad movie.
Yes.
Wait, what was a bad movie?
Rubber or Flubber?
Oh no, that movie sucked.
That movie sucked.
Flubber's
I haven't
weird.
seen it since I was a
That
kid.
was-
I
you
love that
wait,
movie.
Okay, no, you watched it when you were 7, dude. Okay, you used to like eating silly putty and Play-Doh. Okay, when you were 7. At least I did.
I make it a habit not to go rewatch old movies.
Yeah.
Totally.
I know
if you think it's dope,
I have a
with
vision
that.
in my head,
Okay.
and I know it's gonna get totally ruined if I watch
Totally.
something
Okay,
old.
yeah, all right.
We have
Dang.
Warcraft, which I liked. Rampage, which actually I went
Rampage
to see it.
is a sweet game, dude. I love Rampage.
I went to
Is it
see it.
the
and
little
it was
dinos that, like,
it was
punch
exactly what you expected from like an action blockbuster.
Yeah, like
summer
just
flick.
explosions, just what
Like
a
not
movie.
much. The Rock with his muscles and some monsters. fighting.
Yeah, and you know what? That's like okay, and
it was.
It's what a movie's
exactly what I
supposed to be.
People
expected.
pay for.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So I think for what they were probably going for and the best you could do based on that game, like literally had nothing except like big monsters fighting.
like I think like
right?
somebody was in the like writers' room, like, okay, guys, we need a movie from a video game. Anybody got ideas? There's a monster game where you just destroy buildings.
Oh, what's it called? Rampage. Love it.
That guy.
Run with that.
We have a budget of 150 million. Let's use 100 of it on Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
We Max Payne, which I'm so
Max
sad
Payne.
that they managed to make Mark Wahlberg not good. I love Mark Wahlberg. but
Oh,
that
he was
movie
Max Payne?
that
Oh.
movie
I've
was
never
rough.
seen Max
Yeah, I
Payne.
never
It's
seen it
bad.
either.
Yeah.
Did you play the game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I never played the game either. You were allowed to play Max Payne?
No, I mean like the later, like not when it first came out. There's been tons of Max Payne.
Oh, I had no idea.
Prince of Persia, which
Oh, that's Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that, but I've heard that is pretty bad as well.
we have Street Fighter 1994. I
Street
didn't even
Fighter.
know that was.
Oh
a
my
thing.
God,
You
yeah, I
love
didn't-
Street Fighter. That's your favorite one.
No.
Just from the,
I never watched
the
it.
poster, I can tell it's probably pretty rough.
Would Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie
do not
be a
slander
video
it.
game
Don't
movie?
slander that. I don't
That's
think
a
so.
dope movie.
That's-
That's
that's
go
a-
ninja, go ninja.
That's a
dope
con-
movie.
That's a cons movie.
I'll watch that right now.
Was
and say that's a
Vanilla
dope
Ice in
movie.
that
Talking about
movie?
the-
Yes,
Yeah.
that's who's singing that.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the recent Nickelodeon ones?
No.
No,
No,
like
like
90s.
they're
Oh,
like
it's
in
like-
costume.
They're like in a
Yeah,
costume.
yeah.
That movie's tight.
That movie. You know what else is tight? This message from our sponsor.
Oh, Blue, that was very
nice
cool
plug.
of you.
Let's hear it. And we're back. Welcome back to GG Over Easy, where we were talking about
Video
video
movies.
game movies,
But like, I think that's,
adaptations.
I just think that's the problem. Like I said earlier, like with video game movies, there's something wrong with the taking a video game story and condensing it to 2 hours max.
Well, they're trying to go like low risk, I imagine. So they're trying to just make like a sellable, marketable.
Yeah. They don't want one that's a crazy story, convoluted, like Kingdom Hearts or something like that. They want Rampage.
They can't
Like,
even figure out Kingdom Hearts story over like 20 games. How are you
Exactly.
gonna do a movie.
So they're basically trying to compress something that people love, and they're like, oh, that's like they know the name. They're like, oh, Mortal Kombat, sick. But they're not like, we're gonna make a humble adaptation to this psychological fighter. No, it's just like, damn, how can we make like 100 mil off this sick franchise?
Exactly.
I think you have to take a game like The Last of Us. Because at the end of the day, The Last of Us is almost like an interactive movie.
Yeah.
Dude, but
Where that narrative and story.
But that Last of Us is over a 16-hour, 18-hour campaign.
But I
or
could totally
however.
see that in
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I could see
guess
someone.
like yeah.
What about
Because also the whole premise, the idea, you're not trying to bring in, like, for instance, like, wow, you have all this different
yeah.
universes, races, all this kind of stuff. Like, we already know zombies. We get that. Zombies are a little bit different, sure. And it's just about a survival story of, the guy and girl. So already you don't need to give us all this backstory. Like, you can pretty much throw us in and we know.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go from there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then obviously modify the story.
Well, I mean, that's probably what they looked at Assassin's Creed, and we're like,
This just screams blockbuster.
and it did, dude. I would love a Assassin's Creed movie done right. I guess I have to watch this one now,
No,
and I'll let you guys know what
Yeah,
I
no,
want.
you don't.
Because I love Michael.
I don't know
Fassbender.
if I want to.
You would think, right, dude? Put assassins that have like hidden weapons into like fucking Paris or some shit back in the 1500s. Sounds sick. He has to go kill someone who wronged his family or some random shit.
What I loved
but no,
mostly was
it
like
was just like
the
little spinny stab.
Yeah.
Cool movie, right?
I loved mostly on the Assassin's Creed games were like the outside world, like with Desmond and stuff, and like the recent ones. I haven't played the recent ones because they like stopped focusing on like what's going on outside.
I feel
with,
like they didn't really know what they wanted to do with it after after
Desmond dies.
After 3.
Yeah.
They just kind of like
That's like the Civil War one, right? With Connor or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what could probably make a good movie?
What?
The new God of War.
Well, that's what I was just about to ask. If you guys could have any video game franchise made into a AAA, like $150 million budget movie, what are you picking?
I mean, if I could do anyone though, oh man,
I would have said Pokemon, but they did Pikachu.
It's kind of what they're doing.
Pretty sick.
Yeah. So do you like the Detective Pikachu?
Dude, Detective Pikachu was sick.
I hate how they technically say that's the best video game movie, even though it's really not still a video game movie.
But I mean, I guess at the end of the day, though, it's Pokemon, which is
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Pokemon's
I still haven't seen that movie.
At this point, Pokemon's beyond video games.
Yeah, it's just a phenomenon. Just kind
way of life.
What do you guys think of movies turning into video games?
No, that's bad.
Is that
they
worse?
Do that and it's always sucks.
That's
So
bad.
that was
That's even worse.
People-
That's like there's a gate
It's
between
the-
the two. That's
because it's just like throw it off to some random small
Yeah.
studio. Here's a budget.
Yeah.
It was the exact same mindset as like making a blockbuster, just in reverse.
Exactly.
Just people love this movie. Just fucking make a video game, free money.
yeah.
That's
And
how it used to be.
There's that gate, and only a certain select few somehow
Or like
find
the new Stranger Things game. That's like TV to game.
Oh my
Well,
god!
they're
Stuff that people
definitely
are like, this is trash.
They're definitely trying harder to make good like TV and movie video games in the past decade or so. But I've never like played one that I'm like, oh, dude, sick.
Like I definitely my pick for like video game to movie. Like if I could have it my way and I'm directing it, Halo.
Halo.
Whoa. I'm glad you brought this up.
I would have to have a Halo movie or a Halo franchise or anything.
We've all
like,
seen District. Was it 9?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude.
We like that.
Love that.
I mean, it's okay. I just knew
That's
what
one of the best-
it could have been.
Yeah, I like the movie until I realized that could have been the Halo movie, and now I hate it.
Yeah,
So stupid.
it's supposed to be like.
I don't remember what exactly happened, but it was Neil Blomkamp who directed District 9. At the same time, that got greenlighted because he was supposed to be doing Halo. There's even like a test reel.
Yeah, like that
somewhere you can probably find on YouTube or something. Where it's like some Marines.
It was the coolest
stuff, Covenant's they're fighting a brute. They have like some of the weapons and everything. And I was like, if they just did this. And then what I also like too is I think you base the movie. I think the easiest way to do it, you could go off of Chief, but even just like I think what Neil was going to do was like you go from like a UNSC Marine.
Yeah, just like
and
an
Chief
ODST
is more
maybe.
like this dude that just shows him like, whoa.
Like oh my,
Yeah, like oh my
like
god.
he saved us. Like
Yeah.
he came through.
Like a sick story like that. And so
Yeah.
you follow these Marines in this Halo world and everything. Ugh. That would probably
Halo's
be my
totally
number one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So God of War, or Halo.
I'd go Halo.
Yeah.
God of War would make
But
such
God
a
of War
Yeah.
would be dope.
I would
Oh,
go
that'd
God
be
of
really
War.
cool. I still haven't beaten that. I just did the too hard of difficulty,
Come on.
and I got about 4
I
hours
haven't beat
in.
it either, so
It's
you're not
so
alone.
good,
It's
dude.
okay.
And I think they just need to take notes from the video game too, because they designed the video game around people so that people who haven't even played God of War could play and understand.
Yeah,
And so I think they could do that perfectly well in a movie too. You just start with Kratos, even if you don't know who he is or anything.
yeah. Well, that's
You just
part of the
start to
mystery
learn-
too, and that's cool.
You start to
Like,
learn who he is, and then you see little like people come in, or like you see spirits that talk about his past life, like
Yeah.
the Greek gods.
Yeah,
And you, as a watcher, if you don't know the backstory, you can still be like, oh, and get these bits of information, and it would just make a dope movie.
do we think the Sonic movie is gonna be the worst?
God,
Like,
dude.
I hope it's like super sick.
I think it's gonna be trash. I don't
Really?
think
It's gonna be
I
a
don't
total
think
trash.
the
It's gonna be
animation-
I'm
trash.
hoping it's good.
the
You know,
animation
Sonic
is not gonna.
It's
Sonic
gonna
was
be
like my
trash.
first video game I've ever played.
it's like one of mine too.
Yeah.
One of the very first that I could like remember. Like him, Mario,
Yeah, Mario.
Dig Dug.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh,
about
Dig
like
Dug.
what I really remember.
Yeah.
Even if they fix the design though.
Like
But
that
that's
could,
what-
that only does so much.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't
they're
know.
not. They're not changing the movie.
Yeah.
Even if you look at the trailer, aside from the animation,
still looks
it's
pretty
still
bad.
gonna look corny.
Meow.
Yeah. So
He's still gonna say that looking like
look a little
normal.
nicer, but it's still the same dialogue here. Like,
I mean, I'll give it to. Well, I guess that's a different thing. Does it set a dangerous precedent that people can just outcry so much? But, we hate this, change it.
I
and
felt
then
like
they
should
have
have just gone with
But
it.
isn't that a good thing though? That if there's something that's bad, that we can somehow change it.
But that's something subjective.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Some kids like, oh, that's really cool. But that's like,
no, but like that's something we can all get
that's
behind.
Not Sonic. I agree, but that is something like someone consciously made a decision. There was art directors, everything went down the whole pipeline. Who knows what it looked like? But they came to that decision. You had all these animators, people working on it. Which is so
weird, like that got through. Like you would think somebody would see that and say, "Hold up."
The big thing too is the fact that at least they delayed it. Imagine if they didn't delay it.
And like
all those animators are just getting overworked. Really, they gotta come
and that's
back.
what I really respect about the director, like coming out and saying, "Hey, we love Sonic like just as much as you guys."
I think the best part of all this is people who come out on Twitter and act like they know every in and out of like animation. So they're just like, why would it take like 6 months to fix his just change his character rig, Omega Lol?
Yeah.
Just change the texture.
What do they have to do? Like, what does it take to like take out a CGI Sonic and put in a new CGI Sonic?
I mean, for one, they would have to completely redesign the character.
Sorry, I'm dying over here. My throat.
You want some water?
Yeah.
It's not like they just go in and they're like, yeah, we'll make his eyes smaller and his mouth bigger or whatever.
Oh God!
Like they legit have to go through an entire process where they
thank you, my lord.
You allergic to like great conversation or something?
No, like my throat like started like
to bad movies.
So please continue.
I mean, yeah, people just think like, oh, just fix it. Like, okay, well, how are they gonna fix it? They gotta like brainstorm what the new character.
You just think it's like paint and it's like crop, like
think you just paint, like you just put your finger on the display and like, there we go.
Because you literally have to do every frame that thing is moving, like this frame, and then like you crop that out, and then you got to do this frame now, and
in
then
addition
that frame.
to figuring out what to change, then they have to
make sure it's still like talking normally to the person. You can't have it be shorter because then it's like over the head, not looking at Sonic and that kind of thing. And they already made him tall and lanky and stuff, so it's gonna be kind of weird to see how they make that work.
Yeah,
if they throw in Tails though, I'd be down.
but now we're cool.
I do like how Jim Carrey does look like Eggman though at the end of there.
But here's the thing: he doesn't look like Eggman. Eggman looks like Jim Carrey. It looks like Jim Carrey's playing Jim Carrey dressed as Eggman.
Well, no, Jim Carrey at the beginning, whack. But like at the end where it's like him with the thing, like that's cool.
He looks like Eggman. That looks cool, but I'm worried it's just gonna be Jim Carrey playing Jim Carrey.
Well, what I'm hoping is like Jim Carrey is like Eggman, and this is like an early Eggman before he's like obsessed with Sonic. So at this point, he doesn't know what Sonic is. So and then like this is like where he finds Sonic and like loses to Sonic, and then he goes fucking like crazy. So like that's what I'm hoping. And then like at the end though too, it was like a mushroom world. They're saying Knuckles could possibly be in this film as well because Knuckles is from the mushroom world.
We really want to risk that many more bad designs, like that much more.
Because we haven't seen Knuckles.
If that's the case too, then odds are they're gonna have to redesign him because he's just gonna look like a modified version of that disaster of a Sonic.
Yeah. But we got a good Godzilla. That's a good movie.
Oh my god,
that was dope.
That was such a good movie. Dude, people were like, the critics were just like, oh dude, where's the story? It's like, fuck the story. I'm trying to see Godzilla beat some shit up.
But you know what I hate about like Godzilla movies? The one thing I hate, bro, it's like, so like in this camera right here. So like I'm Godzilla, right? I'm fighting and the camera, you guys are the camera. I'm fighting something sick and then all of a sudden I go out of the frame and then the camera decides to follow the two little families running this way, dude. And it's like, no, go that way, no. I hated that, dude.
Well,
that was my only gripe with the movie. Like it would like
I still think there was too much humans in story.
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
People were like, there wasn't enough, and I was like, there was still too much. Like, get him out of here. I was with you. I was like, I don't care. Just pan to the, like Pacific Rim did it really well.
So,
I still haven't even seen that.
We'll talk about the second one.
The second one, but the first one, I love. The first one.
The second one is with like John Boyega, right?
Yeah.
And
they just like ditch the whole cast. They didn't get the same thing. Like it's not really content. Yeah.
Which one's the one with like Jack Black? Wasn't Jack Black in a Godzilla movie?
What?
Jack Black?
Jack Black in a Godzilla movie. Are you talking
King
about?
Kong?
Oh, never mind. Yeah,
so
King Kong. All right.
God.
Wrong movie.
Yo.
But that Godzilla versus King Kong though,
Kong versus Godzilla.
That's gonna be sweet. I'm gonna be there.
And there better be less story. Just give me 2 hours.
First frame just better be Godzilla.
Yeah, I just want first frame. It's Godzilla going
yeah,
and there's an hour and a half,
and then it cuts to King Kong going like.
Should they like speak Japanese? So it could be like an anime.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, no. You are no match for me. This is my island.
And then like they do like the thinking. It's like, oh no, he knows my attack moves. He's learning as he fights me.
His strength is impeccable.
he's using new form. I've never seen that kind of form.
This is cheating. Godzilla has energy beams.
Wait, is that Samuel L. Jackson down there? Let's cut to him and what he's talking about.
Is that who's the girl that plays Captain Marvel? Oh,
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. She was in Kong. Who else? Tom Hiddleston.
Brie Larson's been in so much stuff. Like I only know her because of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yeah.
Sick movie.
That's a different thing. I don't really like.
I need to
Captain
watch
Marvel,
that.
but...
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I don't really like Scott Pilgrim Must Die.
Oh no, that was a great movie.
Scott Pilgrim Must Die. I'm thinking of John Tucker Must Die,
which
is also a great movie.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't. That's a different thing. Not a big fan of Captain Marvel. At least the way they're taking the character right now. But
yeah, very stoic.
So favorite movies. I haven't told you guys mine, and it's Dewey Cox Walk Hard.
Dewey Cox.
Yeah, Walk Hard. It's Walk Hard. Dewey Cox story.
I've never heard that.
No.
That was.
Is it crazy?
Have you seen it?
It's a big meme.
I love it. It's so funny. It's like
it's just one of those. God, who
Walk Hard.
It was by the dude from
Step Brothers.
Step Bros.
Yeah, the curly hair dude.
Oh well, I mean, all you need to know is that's the guy.
Yeah,
it's just one of those. Just like
movie.
It's just stupid.
That's your favorite movie.
That is my all-time
favorite
movie.
Like my favorite is Scarface.
Scarface.
Like you're telling me that
Walk Hard is my all-time favorite movie.
Wow.
All time.
I mean, I do like me some comedy movies like that, or like Hot Rod, or
Hot Rod,
Talladega Nights, any of that stuff. But I wouldn't put them at my
really.
What is
but
your
like,
one?
there was actual story with Walk Hard.
If a gun to my head, I would say Dark Knight.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
But I would have to think about it. I have a lot of favorite movies.
Where is she? Where is she?
Where is she?
Rachel. Where is the podcast going? Because unfortunately, it's coming to an end.
Oh. Audible sadness.
Audible sadness.
It was bad.
We all did it.
Shark,
and so did you.
We're so happy we could take you on to make you live through all this traumatic memories and make you even more depressed.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Sick,
like
dude,
this room, like
stuff.
this feels like a real podcast. Like,
thanks, dude.
Yeah.
As opposed to
I like died in the middle of it
last time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
What? It felt like you were just sitting in your room, not even wearing shorts, talking over Skype.
The first podcast that I was in, it was like raining. I had the windows closed, which is bad because like I can't. Yeah, it's hot, and it was very scuffed.
Well,
but it was.
I'm glad you didn't get showered and put on a hoodie to come onto this one.
Yeah.
Welcome, my king.
I got too busy.
Thank
watching
you, my
memes.
lord. It was an honor to talk about Game of Thrones and being depressed all over again.
Hey, glad we could do it.
And talk about video game movies and also being depressed because that's. I mean,
there's also nothing really great there.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, you haven't seen The Warcraft?
No,
we should watch that one.
I'm down.
I have in 4K.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
It's really good. I like it.
All right, Shark. Where can the people find you?
Y'all can find me in Shark2Ks_tooth on Twitter and Twitch. So Instagram too, but I barely post there.
Why?
Same.
I'm just bad at taking photos,
dude. I don't even remember to tweet. How am I supposed to remember to post photos? I don't take photos.
Just like every every week and a half. Like that's what I try and do. Week and a half. It's time to post. Take a photo of.
Like when I went to Evo,
just figure out something, dude. Week and a half. It's time to post.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Like that's how I kind of look at it. A week and a half is kind of the time to post, even if it's a throwback Thursday.
Well, how about that? We'll take a picture of everyone at Fruit Summit. I'll be like Fruit Summit 2019.
Yeah, boom. There you go.
There.
Yeah, I'm also gonna post that.
No, this is mine now.
Okay. Twitch.tv/RabbyV.
Find me in YouTube, Mr. Fruit. Search me, the other places, but mainly just go watch my videos, please.
Subreddit too.
Turn off ad block, please.
Yes, /r/Mr. Fruit. And obviously, you can find this podcast everywhere you can find podcasts as they exist, wherever you listen to it or watching it on my YouTube channel. Be sure to like or favorite, review, comment,
leave a review.
follow.
That'd be great. 5 stars. You love it. We love you.
We do appreciate that. And Blue, where can we find you?
Oh, so it's my turn? Okay, so...
No, that was definitely not the lead up
Blue.
to you. That was
for
that guy over there, that guy.
You can find me everywhere at BlueWestlo, say.
Awesome.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Blue.
Shark, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I think that's a wrap.
Enjoy your day, everybody.
See you next Sunday.
Bye-bye.